I want to feel your hand right now. You want to place my only hope.
We should be able to... I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard. Retreat if you know what's good for you.
There! Front! Stardust! This one's mine! Warrior Blast! Tiger Blade! Take this!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Going in! I'm not done! Crescent Moon! Searing Blade!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Going in!
Art expert, come through!
Tiger Blade! Here I come! Here I go! Look sharp! Take this! This one's all mine!
Searing Blade, reload!
Going in! Elusive deity!
Lightning! Death Ball!
All in order. Take
You're going pretty hard in this battle.
I am not usually given to restraint.
Sometimes I believe you're stronger than you let on.
Tiger Blade! Air pressure!
My fists are crushing it out there!
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my heart.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Be still!
Now we're never...
Look sharp!
No further!
Idiot! Discharge!
Mirage!
This one's mine!
Try harder! Now!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
This one's
Can't
mine!
get out of this!
Here I come!
Crescent
Strike!
You require a hand.
Tiger Blade! I'm all
Can
stopped
you
up!
take it?
Tiger Blade! Water!
Eat this!
Lightning! Burning Tower! Storm! Look sharp! Do it! Tiger
Here
Blade!
I come! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that
In a
vein.
bind?
Look sharp!
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
It's over! Pierce through! Catapult!
Make it break!
Destruction!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Right, here goes! Resonate with the
This one's yours! You see this coming? Here's the roar!
Take this!
Airborne, this one's my specialty. Our shield! By the power of
We've got fires!
The tide of battle turned in our favor.
And let's keep pressing the attack.
All yours!
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
You're mine!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Going in!
And again! Searing Flame!
You're
Reload!
finished!
Resonate with the
Going
earth!
in! Corruption!
Take this!
Make it rain! By the power
Surely!
of water!
In an instant! Impact Claw!
We can really make weapons with this?
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Be still! How about this?
Plenty left!
This one's all mine!
With the earth!
Soda!
Tiger Blade! Duel of the Arts!
Fluid kick! You're down!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Xion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
My turn! Take
Not
this!
by a long shot.
Voice blast!
This one's
Do
mine! This one's...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
You want me? Come get me!
You're mine!
This
Fluid
one's
kick!
mine! By the power of water!
Stardust! Catapult! You're finished!
On guard!
Hear me!
You're
Tiger
on!
Fury!
Take this!
Tiger Blade!
It's over! Here I come!
That's it!
Strike!
Can you take it?
Lunar Corruption!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
You're
Then
mine!
let's keep pressing the attack!
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
On guard! Igneous Scimitar!
Fluid escape! Void blast!
I'm ready!
Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Lunar Corruption!
Don't get complacent. That's far enough!
You're mine!
Can't handle me, can you?
done.
This one's mine!
Take this!
Can't get out of this!
Fluid
Leave the
escape!
agile ones to me.
Crush! Take this! I'm not done! Mirage! Pierce through! You're finished! Damn it!
Negative
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Take this! Void I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Flaming meteor! Power of water!
Resonate with
Take
the
this!
earth.
I'm not done! Be still! Strike! Stardust!
Do it!
Take this! Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Together, there is nothing that can stop us.
Indeed. As one, we are unrivaled.
And that is our greatest strength.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me. What's with that shining foe over there?
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
You're finished! Fluid escape!
Tiger Blade!
See what I can do!
Elusive deity! Flaming thrust! Damn it! You're mine!
Does it hurt? Resonate with the earth. It's time.
Leave the enemy's arts to me.
No complaints here!
A lord's power never ceases to amaze me.
Former lord. I'm as regular as the next man.
Yeah, the next man who used to be a lord.
Here I come! Struck!
Tiger Blade!
Strike! Stardust!
Now! Hear me! Flame of fury! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Not a chance!
Not by a long shot!
Stardust! Point flash!
Make it rain!
Astral energy!
Say no more! You're mine!
Going in! Another
Flaming
ammo!
thrust! You're mine!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
No choice! It's over! Mirage! Sonic thrust! Crush! You're mine! Be still! Mirage! It's over!
Take this! Look sharp! That's it!
You're mine!
Tiger
I'm
Blade!
ready! Double leap! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
This one's
Here
mine!
I come!
Now you see what I can do!
Do it! Flaming meteor!
The heavens must be smiling.
I'll do my best!
Here I go! Not in your dreams!
Negative shot! Crescent moon!
Mirage! Take this!
Tiger Blade!
Crush!
Do it!
Crush! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
That's far enough!
Here I come!
Going in!
Sonic thrust! Negative destruction!
Take this!
You're finished!
Going in!
Lightning
Do it!
thrust!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
My turn! Here I come!
Not by a long shot.
Slice! Stardust! Air
Do it!
All in all.
This one's mine!
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm observed.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
Take this!
Right here! I got you! Ground and pound!
Destruction! I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
Out of our way! Art
here I
field!
come! I'm not done!
They're surrounding us!
Mirage!
Gemini
Here I
Ultra!
come!
Lightning orb!
Now you see what I can do!
Tiger Blade!
It's over!
Sleep now!
Sonic thrust!
Get on in there with the others!
Flaming thrust!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Too much to handle!
The earth throbs in pain.
I'm not done! Dazzle! Take this! I'm not done! Stardust!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Thank goodness we won.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
What's that big tower over there? I need something to eat.
You guys want to rest here? You can never... never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
What a rush!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
That's far enough!
You're mine!
I'm
Be
hurting
still!
enough to
You're
master
mine!
energy as it is.
Mine!
Point blast! Stardust! It's over!
Into the shadows!
Here I
Radiant blade! Lightning condensed!
Take this!
The airborne scoundrel.
Sweet Sounds like a job for
Did you
yours
just heal
truly.
me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
By the power of water!
I'm not done! Stardust!
Lightning orb!
Strike!
Healing circle!
Mirage!
Appreciate that help.
We managed to pull through.
Out of my way! Right here! I got you!
Fury!
Mirage!
Lightning
You're
condensed!
mine!
Thunderblade!
Point blast!
Power of water!
Stardust! You're finished! You're mine!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
No escape! Mirage! Sonic thrust! Crush! Take this!
Now you see what I can do!
That's it! Tiger Blade!
Strike! You're finished!
Confiscated! Take it! Got
You're mine!
Now!
Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
I'm ready for the next battle! Out of our way!
Now or never!
Searing flame! Reload!
Take this!
Thunder field!
Here I come!
Blazing cascade! Now!
Give me a
Discord! Astral energy!
Say no more.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a...
We're in for a long
You're
slog
mine!
with this one.
Strike!
You want me? Come get me!
Eat dirt!
Where are you going? Astral energy! Blazing cascade!
Tiger Blade!
We tower! Hammy! Lightning!
Got fire!
I've got photon! Let 'em
ahead! All yours!
Let me help.
Now or never!
So those are Danon after all.
Something you want to say?
Not so long as you keep them pointed toward the enemy.
Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! I'm expert! Come and leave the enemy's arcs to me!
It's over!
No complaints here!
Seems about right to me.
Looks like some solid equipment.
Forgive you!
Here I come! Strike!
On guard! Here goes! Here's another!
Mirage!
Here's
Here I
Raging
come! This one's all
Cascade!
mine! Lightning thrust!
Meteor!
Starter!
Do it!
It's over!
Here's
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Did it!
Yeah! Nice
My
technique!
turn! Here I come! No escape!
Going in!
Strike!
Well, looky here!
Guess I misread the landing.
Out of our way!
Take this!
Don't mind if I do!
Dazzle!
Going
Mirage!
into the shadows!
Come one, come all! It's over!
Take lightning orb! Lightning condenser! Flame of fury!
You're mine!
One more!
I'm not done!
Tiger blade!
The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about
You're
that!
mine! No escape!
Look sharp!
Pierce through!
Thunderblade!
This one's mine! Looking fearsome, Rinwell.
You must be rubbing off on me!
Let's kick some ass, kid.
So those are...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hands in the wind!
Now!
Going in.
Air thrust!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep.
Right, here goes!
Raging Fury! On guard! In here!
Sonic thrust! Be still! Mirage! Here I come! Pierce through! No escape! Crush! Here I come!
Now!
I'm knocked up!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done! This one's mine! Is every shield you own that big?
Here. You want to try holding it?
Ugh. How do you even walk with this thing?
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldomenencia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renin, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahagsar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? You're mine!
Going in.
Take this!
Raging boom!
Fall.
One more time!
I'm not done! It's
Going in.
Take this! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
I never miss.
Here I come!
In a bind?
I'll heal you all.
You're mine!
Now you see what I can do!
Look sharp! I'm ready!
Why did you?
To stop you dying?
You're finished!
Air
Look sharp!
Take this.
Swing and thrust!
Time to shine.
I owe you one.
Fall.
You're mine!
Magna round and turn. Supernova.
Take this! No escape!
Take this.
Sonic thrust!
Reload. Magna ray. Denied. I'm all stuffed up.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Elfin?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought you
I'm
were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, You were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Danon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
Look, Hoodle! One of your buddies!
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Bayfon, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renins. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason, especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?